Hi everyone, Letty here from Party Planner Paperie. I have a Paper Stash Smash Crafty Collab video, 6x6 paper pad. It's Our Wedding by Echo Park, and this will be a project share video. Welcome back everyone. So I'm participating in Paper Stash Smash Crafty Collab this year, and I took out the Our Wedding 6x6 paper pad by Echo Park. This was a brand new little paper pad. It's not brand new as far as it didn't come out recently, but it was brand new. I had not cut into it yet. It's 24 double-sided sheets designed by Lori Whitlock for Echo Park. It's real pretty, has real pretty like calming colors with the addition of the black, which I thought was kind of nice. And so it is double-sided. There are several sheets of cut aparts. I've done 3 craft fairs in the last month and a half, and one of the big things that they always ask me for, and even last year at my craft fairs last year, were for wedding cards. And so I thought since this month for the Paper Stash Smash collab, we are smashing 6x6 paper pads, I thought that this would be the perfect time to take out this little paper pad and go ahead and make some cards for my upcoming craft fairs, or just in general to have in my stash whenever the time presents itself that I need some. So I thought that would be just a great way to kind of 2 birds, 1 stone kind of situation. So again, this is Our Wedding by Echo Park 6x6 paper pad. Now, when I was looking at this pad, I noticed there were some cut aparts that would definitely work for some A2 size cards, but then there's also some cut aparts that are a little smaller. Some of these that are 2x2 might work, but some of the smaller ones might not work. And so I thought, well, okay, I'll just either add them back into my stash, or I'll use the back of the paper since all of the papers are double-sided. They've got really great sentiments. They just would not be like a great focal image for a card. Now, I do plan to do 2 different projects. I'm going to do some cards and I'm going to do some bookmarks just because I'll end up having some scraps that are 2 inches wide. So let me go into the full recap. Okay, so this is a few days later. I have officially smashed this little 6x6 paper pad, the Our Wedding pad by Echo Park, 24 double-sided sheets. You can see here it's now empty. So this is consider this smashed. Now I did have some scraps, but I'm going to just add these back into my stash. There were some small little itty bitty cut aparts, and then some of the like hang tag sections that I had from the top of the paper. I had also needed some sort of images for my cards, so I went ahead and I pulled some from online from Canva, and then I printed them, fussy cut them out, and I went ahead and added them to this little set of scraps just to use for future in the event that I need something for wedding theme again sometime in the future. So instead of just kind of tossing them or putting them somewhere else, I just kept it all together. But let me show you the items I made. I made 2 different projects. I have bookmarks and cards. I had 16 of each. So let's start with the 16 laminated bookmarks. Again, when I was cutting down my A2 size card mat, it was about 4 inches wide, and so I had a lot of these 2-inch strips. Now, I did keep these the full height of the paper pad, which was a little bit higher than 6 inches. I think they're like 6.5 inches. Once you kind of factor in the hang tag portion at the very top where the hole is at. So I used the portion with the hole for the side that I was doing my mat, and I went ahead and left the full length for my bookmarks. So again, these are about 2 by 6.5. I laminated them. They are double-sided. I ended up with 16 of those. I also made 16 A2 size wedding cards. Now, these are the ones where you see there, I did bring in some of those fussy cut images that I had pulled from Canva. So I thought that the colors, they worked really well with this paper pad, and I was pleasantly surprised with how good these kind of came together as far as matching the paper pad elements. I also brought in lots of little gemmies and pearls and things from my stash. I did layer up with some silver metallic cardstock. And I had cut down my paper, some of the sheets down to 3x3 just to kind of have some different sizes. And then of course I layered up some of those cut aparts as well. I left all of the insides blank, but I thought that these overall turned out really cute considering I did not do a whole lot with these. They're not super fancy. I just cut down some paper, layered it up on some silver, like sort of metallic cardstock, mirror cardstock, and then added some little gemmies and the ephemera. And again, those ephemera pieces are ones I had actually just just pulled from Canva. I printed them in a couple varying different sizes because I really wasn't sure how big I wanted the images when I was first kind of pulling them from Canva. Added lots of little gemmies and things and enamel dots from my stash. I did pop up all of those ephemera pieces with some foam dimensional tape from Dollar Tree, but as you can see, a lot of my little layouts are very, very similar. Again, once I had cut down some extra sheets down to 3x3, and then I cut down my mats 4 by 5.25, and then added the little cut aparts. I thought that, you know, this sort of design sort of lended itself to it. I added some of those little enamel dots, and on this one you do see that I changed up the images. I have one of these with the cake and then one with the, you know, the happy couple. So I thought those turned out cute, and I like that I could kind of make multiple different cards from the same sort of design. Now this one did change it up a little bit. This is more of course, a vertical card. I did have different sizes of those rings. I mentioned that as I was designing it in Canva, I just kind of pulled different sizes because I really wasn't sure how big I needed my ephemera pieces once all was said and done. So these are some of the cards. Again, I have some that look exactly the same and some that look slightly different. On this one, I did turn that 3x3 square a little bit just to kind of be at an angle, and then I angled the cut apart in the top right as well, similar to what I did with this one. So I did put those rings real flat on the background, and then I popped up the cake on the one on the right, and then I only put a cake on the card on the left. And then you see there the placement of the enamel dots was slightly different, just to show the different varieties of things you could do when you're making these cards. They don't have to be very complicated. You can just make some minor little adjustments and still make them look different. I like this card because it doesn't have actual wedding on it, even though it's a wedding dress. I thought this would be good for engagement on the day that you're shopping for the wedding dress, just to say congratulations to the bride, maybe like a little bridal gift. So I thought that would be a nice little touch as well. So those were the 16 cards that I had, and of course my bookmarks for my paper pad smash. This was a 6x6 called Our Wedding by Echo Park. It was brand new. I had not opened it up yet. I opened it right before this video, but I hope you enjoyed that. Now I did find these clearance envelopes that I thought would match really well at Hobby Lobby recently, and I just had a haul. I'll link that at the very end of this one in case you want to see that. I thought that the light gray worked really well with this paper pad, you know, color palette. So I'm going to end up packaging these up right now, adding the envelopes, adding my labels, my stickers, everything that I need. So I have these ready to go for craft fair. I'm going to put these scraps back in my stash so I'm ready for the future in the event that I need them. And again, this was for hashtag Paper Stash Smash. It's a crafty collab where we smash paper pads. This month was 6x6s, which was perfect for this little Echo Park paper pad. Thanks so much for visiting, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you got some inspiration to take out those 6x6 pads and smash away. Happy crafting.